Hi, I'm Chris. Welcome to Board on the Floor. Today I want to take a look at a game called Cryo. Your spaceship is crash landed on a planet, maybe due to sabotage, we don't know. But if you don't gather your crew pods together and get them underground before the sun sets, everyone's going to freeze and die. This is a 2 to 4 player game designed by Luke Laurie and Tom Jolly, but recently I found a solo player variant on Board Game Geek that I wanted to test out. So let's get off the floor, head on over to the table, set up the board, and take a look at Cryo.
After the colony ship crash landed on Cryo, it became clear that half of the crew pods on board were actually dangerous alien imposters. While the humans began to salvage what they could to survive, the aliens began to do the same, with no regard for human life.
I have the board set up for the solo variant player and the alien AI. And as you can see, it is pretty much the 2-player game. So each stack of resources is 2, so there's 1 face down and 1 face up. And same thing for the incident tokens, there's just 2 on each one. For the AI, or for the alien, let's call them the alien, they have 5 drones instead of the usual 3. So they will deploy up to 5 times until they have to recall. Because they are the second player, they also start with 1 extra crystal. And they start the game with 1 upgrade, 1 vehicle, and 1 mission. These cards will only be counted as points at the end of the game. They will not be using the upgrades, they will not be using the vehicles, but they will use the missions at the end to add to their point score. Their upgrade is now off limits. We are no longer able to use the same upgrade that they have as their starting upgrade. And with that in place, let's go through some of the controls in regards to how the alien behaves. So when we set up, they get 1 upgrade, 1 vehicle, 1 mission. They get 1 bonus crystal because they're the second player. When they deploy, I roll my die and decide where they're going to go on the board. 1 or 2 is the left or right dock of engineering. 3 or 4, the left or right dock in laboratory. 5 or 6, the left or right dock in R&D. And they always gather the rightmost resource depending on where they land. Then clockwise if it's empty, and if they get a card action, they receive another mission card. 7 or 8, when they land on dispatch, they awaken the leftmost alien crew pod and gain 1 nanite. And then after they perform their deployment, we check resources. So we'll see that on the other side. And specific things happen depending on where their resources are. And when the aliens recall, they assign 1 alien pod to salvage. Take 1 crew pod from the alien platform, if any, and assign to leftmost salvage area, assigned to different resource each time if possible. Then 2, they recover any salvage they might have. They resolve an incident token, max of 2. They take 2 incident tokens if 4 or 5 alien drones are on the board. Otherwise, they take only 1. So if they've deployed all 5 of their drones, they take 2 incident tokens. Then they return their drones, and then they check resources. So whenever an alien deploys or whenever an alien is recalled, it checks its resources, meaning it checks to see if any of the resources are maxed or if energy is past 3. And what happens is if the crystals are up to 4, maxed out, they awaken the leftmost alien crew pod in engineering, and they increase their alien energy by 3. If organics, greens, are maxed out, they awaken the leftmost alien crew pod in laboratory and 2 additional alien crew pods from a section with the most crew pods. And then tech, gray, awaken leftmost alien crew pod in R&D and draw 1 card as a mission and 1 card as an upgrade, or vehicle if they already have 3 upgrades. And then nanites, if their nanites are maxed, awaken leftmost alien crew pod in dispatch and increase alien crystals, organics, and tech by 1. Check resources again if need be. Energy, if alien has 3+ energy and 3+ awakened crew pods, then exploration. Select a face-down cavern adjacent to previously revealed cavern, larger one if possible. Turn it over and place an alien crew pod there. Colonization, choose 2 adjacent caverns with fewest alien crew pods and place equal amount of crew pods in each. Once we've gone and checked the resources, each resource would then be reset to 0. And at the end of the game, reveal the alien missions. If any alien mission is a duplicate of another, draw a card from the deck until you reveal a mission that is not a duplicate to replace it. The aliens score the 3 highest scoring mission cards, and then we discard the rest. That's kind of my cheat sheet, all the rules in regards to this. In the original instructions by Luke Laurie, he suggests going through the cards and getting one of each type of ship so that you could place them around the board and they will help guide the alien's deployment. So if the alien lands on Rhino, the Rhino card would be here. Spider, mole, crab, and I believe shark. So if we take a look at the instructions here, we have crab, we have moth, we have mole, spider, shark, turtle, rhino here, and ram. Turn 2 cards face up, and with a die or a coin, flip, and it'll decide whether you get odd or even, and then, well, of course, they should be 2 different cards, where the alien drone will be deployed. So if you got Rhino, it will go to the dock directly below the card. If this dock was full, it could go down here or here. So depending on the card you select, that's where the alien is deployed. But I find with the cards on the board like that, it kind of hides some of the illustrations. And since there are 8 spots, I tried it out just with an 8-sided die and I found that it worked fine. So I'm just going to use an 8-sided die. And each time I roll it, the number will correspond to a specific dock. And so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You should never have the same one twice. So each time you roll, it shouldn't be the same number that was previously used. Let's just go through a round playing with the AI and playing with me, and you could kind of get an idea of how it actually works. So I think my first move, I will go here, and I'm just going to take this, and instead of scrapping it for the resources, I'm going to plug it into my engine. And then I'm going to roll. I happen to get a 1. So it will get 1 nanite. The engine will never be used by the alien. So when they recall, they will never get any of these extra resources. Next, I will try and get organic. This one I am going to scrap. With the die, I find that actually the gameplay goes quite quickly. So deployed to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That'll be right here. Now, when you land on a dispatch dock, there is a different instruction. Here we have to awaken the leftmost alien crew pod and gain 1 nanite. So you'll get 1 of these and 1 nanite there. I'm going to land over here and I'm going to actually place one of my pods on salvage for, maybe I'll do organics. Seven again, so I'm going to re-roll. 8, so now it'll be deployed here. Once again, it'll get another crew pod and another nanite. Since I have all of my drones out on the game board now, I have to recall. And so I recall, I will gain my 2 tech. I will recall this, and then I will recall this, and I will gain my 1 organic. And then I will resolve an incident token. Actually, I'm going to get nanite. The alien will keep deploying unless there's one area that no longer has a free dock. So if this dock would end up being covered, now the aliens would recall. But it can still place drones on the board and we'll continue to do so to a maximum of 5, of course. So 4, now it gets the rightmost token for a nanite. And as you can see, it has reached the max nanites at this moment. That means we have to check our resources after the alien deployment and see what happens with nanites. So when they max out nanites, awaken the leftmost alien crewpod in dispatch and increase alien crystals, organic, and tech by 1. So they'll get another crewpod. Now they have 3, and they'll increase everything by 1. Nothing maxes out, and this is reset to 0. So they're still doing all right. Now it's my turn again. At this point, I think I'm going to try and play some cards since I have a good amount of tech. So I'm going to land here. I'm going to take 3. I'm going to play 3 cards, and I will use this as an upgrade so that I could get 1 extra pod on a vehicle and also reduce my cost. So when I retrieve crew pods, it'll be 1 less resource. I'm going to use this as a vehicle. I'm going to use this one as a mission. So I'll turn it over here. And now we're going to deploy the last alien. And it just did 4 last time. We'll do 3. It gets an energy. Energy goes up by 1. I will play 1 more turn. And then afterwards, the alien's going to recall and we'll see how things work. I'm going to go here. I'm going to spend 3. Actually, I can spend 2 to get those 3 pods. So 1, 2. And I'm going to gather my 3 crew pods from here, place them on my platform. And now the alien has to recall all their drones. So let's collect. Once again, we're not going to perform any of the engine actions. We're just going to collect from here. And then we're going to take a look at what we should be doing when we recall our alien. So we're going to assign a crew pod to salvage. So we'll take one of these, place it here, and then we're going to recover the salvage. So it'll get 1 crystal. Resolve incident tokens. So it takes an incident token. If 5 have been deployed, 5 drones have been deployed, we take 2 incident tokens. If only 3 or less have been deployed, we only take 1. So we get to take 2 from the areas with the least amount of crew pods. So I would say this one. So we'll get 1 tech. And randomly, let's just do this one. It'll get another mission card. Return drones, check resources. So have we maxed anything out? Yes, we have maxed out crystals. Awake leftmost alien crew pod in engineering, right here. Increase alien energy by 3. 1, 2, 3. And then of course reduce everything to 0. So now, since our energy is gone above 3, we also have to check the resource for energy. If alien has 3+ energy or 3+ awakened crew pods, we got both, then exploration. So, these are also supposed to be turned up. The first 2 caverns are revealed. Select face down cavern adjacent to previously revealed cavern, larger one if possible. Turn it over and place an alien crew pod there. So we will turn over this one. We will place 1 alien crew pod there. And then colonization, choose 2 adjacent caverns with fewest alien crew pods and place equal amounts of crew pods on each. So I would just say 1 here and 1 there. So we've gone through, we've deployed our aliens throughout the board, we've recalled our aliens following all the instructions, and then we've checked our resources. So this has been the first turn for the aliens, and this is exactly what they've accomplished. I have 1 more turn left if I want to deploy a drone, or I could always recall, but that's pretty much how it's going to go back and forth. You will perform a turn, you can roll a die and help you choose where you're going to deploy the alien, or if you follow the instructions that Luke Laurie had posted, use the cards. And some people have also suggested, as opposed to using a coin or a die, you literally just flip a card off the deck and that ends up being the dock that you will deploy your alien drone to. It's up to you really. As it stands, these are still beta instructions, so there's nothing officially that's been released. But with these instructions, it can guide you how to actually take this 2 to 4 player game and convert it to a solo variant that you're able to use by yourself. So far, I've played about 5 games. it's been quite close in regards to the point score for the alien AI at the end of the game. Because they keep collecting missions and upgrades, they gather every resource, and when they max out their resources, they perform actions that really do help increase their point score by the end of it. So at first, on their first turn, they've already accomplished quite a lot. So it does take a while to catch back up to the AI, but by the end, I ended up winning by a couple points. So that is the solo variant for Cryo. If you're interested in finding out more about the original instructions posted by Luke Laurie, there's a link below, and you could go straight to Board Game Geek and download them there. You could also leave some comments there for him if you have any. If you have any comments for me, you could leave them down below. Hopefully I can answer some of your questions, but maybe I won't be able to, so I might have to direct you to him. But in regards to how I played it today, if you have some questions about that or anything else that I might be able to help you with, leave them below and I'll do my best to answer them. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you again soon. Take care.